Number 10, you picked a weapon system that is the most mass-produced of its type and gives the infantry soldier a chance with the right warhead to kill a tank. It is called the RPG-7, or Rocket-Propelled Grenade Launcher.
The RPG-7 was first deployed by the Soviet Union at the height of the Cold War in 1961. But nobody could have imagined how this humble steel tube would change the face of guerrilla warfare forever.
One man could carry not only the launcher, but he carried several of the missiles himself, and it dramatically increased the ability to have anti-tank weapons or anti-any vehicle weapons on the battlefield.
There are about 9 million RPGs that have been produced. And how does it work? Well, it's not much more than a simple 40mm steel tube that concentrates rocket exhaust to blast the grenade the better part of a mile.
The RPG is a relatively simple weapon. A steel tube. It has sighting. Right here, this is an optical sight. It has a devastating warhead. This is the heat. High explosive anti-tank. Simple, effective, durable, reusable. This is definitely a weapon you have to pay attention to.
Jack Atwater is one of the few Americans who knows the RPG-7 and its rocket inside and out.
As it clears the weapon, these fins pop out. And its fins stabilize then, and it's rotating.
It's the warhead itself that does all the damage. When it hits its target, it detonates an explosive shape charge that creates a jet of molten copper.
This copper cone turns into a plasma jet. A combination of kinetic energy and chemical energy. It burns a hole right through the armor. And it will keep on going. So you could have one of these things come in one side of the tank and go right outside the other side.
In fact, a direct hit can penetrate up to 11 inches of armor. And, rather terrifyingly, operating it can be child's play.
There's no high-tech aspect about it at all. So it's as easy to use for a coup in a African country as it is on a modern battlefield and by either side.
In fact, in 1979, the Russians came up against their own weapon in Afghanistan. In the hands of the Mujahideen, the RPG-7 was a major factor in forcing a humiliating Soviet withdrawal 8 years later. It didn't take long for insurgents to realize that the RPG-7 could do a lot more than take out tanks and armored vehicles. In Somalia, in 1993, 2 U.S. Black Hawk helicopters found out just how effective the RPG could be.
They needed several shots with the RPG-7 to finally hit one of those things. But once they did, it has enough destructive power that then it can be very effective.
And before that, it was not really understood by a wide range of the public that there was a weapon out there that could be so simply operated but could yet down and destroy multi-million-dollar aircraft.
Even today, over 40 years after its introduction, insurgents wield the RPG-7 with deadly effects.
If you're in a Hummer, if you're in a fighting vehicle, a Bradley, something like that, an RPG-7 can penetrate those. And so it's a very serious weapon. If you have guys armed with RPG-7s confronting you, there are enough of them, one of them's liable to get one on you.